Hey, what's up, guys? So, I finished grinding. It took me about uh 25 to 30 minutes. I actually was home alone for a bit, and I was gonna take advantage of it, but I accidentally fell asleep and took a nap, and I woke up like 3 hours later, and then my family came home. But I did grind for like 20 minutes until I got really tired and I just fell asleep. But I did train up Archie, the female Clefairy. That's hilarious. I didn't even notice. I'm just gonna keep the names like this since it's pretty funny. Cute Charm, that's her normal ability. She has a really high special attack, 47. And I actually kept training her up. I was gonna stop at around like level 25-ish, but she was getting outsped by a Zigzagoon at level 13. So I just trained her up a bit more just to get her a little bit more speed, because I didn't like that a level 13 Zigzagoon was outspeeding her. And I did teach her the TM Shockwave because it's nice coverage and she has a pretty high special attack, and she was the only one that could learn it. So I did teach her Shockwave. Veronica, the male Venonat, has the experience share just to pull double duty with Archie and Veronica. I did teach him Confusion, but honestly, the special attack stat is pretty low. It's a mix attacker, and in this generation, I believe Bug and Poison are both physical, so we're gonna need to teach physical attacks, since his physical attack is a little bit higher, and just bad moves at the moment. I'm waiting for him to evolve or learn like Bug Buzz or any moves, honestly. Then we have Bart, the Breloom. He's still the same. 85 attack, pretty high. I haven't trained him much. I could teach him bulk up, but I'm gonna wait a little bit because I believe he learns it by level up, but I'm not 100% sure on that. We have Lucy the Lombre. I'm gonna rename Bart to Ricky. That's a good name for him. And we just have Fake Out. That's basically the newest move. So he is a physical attacker as well. Oh, and then we have Bruce, but Bruce is dead. We're just using it for a Rock Smash, so it's not gonna matter. And I believe that we were past the tunnel. I think we went up until this area over here, and then I went inside the cave and got our first encounter, and we didn't go through, right? So this is Route 112. We had our encounter in here, and this is Route 112, so it's the same route. These are raspberries, which are pretty good. Pecha berries are also good. I'm just to get rid of the double battle. Ninkata, I believe that's a ground type, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't affect Ninkata, so we're gonna need to go out to Veronica. it was really funny training in the wild, because I would go for shockwave, and even if they use sand attack or any like accuracy lowering move, it never misses, so that's pretty useful. I believe there's a hidden item on one of these. No, this dude teaches you secret power. Not that guy, the guy that's coming up. Ooh, actually we need to come out. Yeah, we got super lucky, didn't crit. I think Karate Chop has a high crit, right? Yeah, we need to come out and we need to heal. It's funny when they use like any accuracy lowering, because our there you go. Shockwave doesn't miss, so that's one of the. It has 60 base power, so it's better than Thundershock, and it doesn't miss, so that's. When I first played this game, I actually made a secret base here, and then I had one. I think my favorite spot was by Fort Tree City. Right by the right side of it, where you could let's do it. Alright, let's see what he has. Totodile. That's a pretty good Pokemon. I was actually thinking about doing either a Liquid Crystal playthrough next. Obviously I only play Nuzlocke, so it would be a Liquid Crystal Nuzlocke, which I have beaten all the way up until the Elite Four, and I didn't do Kanto because I think I'm pretty sure that once you get into Kanto and Liquid Crystal, the game starts to bug out, and then by the time you get to the islands or something, then the game, like, it just ends because it was never completed, and I believe that the developer abandoned the game. This is Route 111, this is a new route. So we could catch a new Pokemon, but I think the only place is in the desert. Ooh, we're gonna come out right here. Teddiursa. Okay. So that's the one reason why I didn't do a Liquid Crystal. That's why I did Emerald before I did Liquid Crystal, because Liquid Crystal's not complete. Okay, so this is our chance to capture a new Pokemon. I believe it doesn't matter which one we get. But just to be certain, we could go. Let's just capture a Pokemon, because I believe we had our pair, and it's a Napalm anyways. It's not that good. We're gonna need to. There you go. I never really used the A-bomb in Pokemon Silver. I don't think you could catch it. I think you could only catch it in Crystal. And it wasn't even that good, right? Like, I only had like double slap or something like that. And I think even when his evolution, it still wasn't that good. Like, honestly, normal types are really like a mix because they only have one weakness, but they're like neutral on everything. And usually with Pokemon, you want to have some sort of advantage. That's why, like, it's always good to have like a diverse move pool. Um, I think only in the first generation were normal types really strong, and that's because of like the buggy mechanics in the game. Like Hyper Beam, if it killed a Pokemon, you didn't need to recharge. So I think Tauros was the strongest Pokemon in the first generation, simply because it had pretty decent stats all around in the first two generations. And in Gen 2, they took the recharge away from Hyper Beam, so if it killed, you still needed to recharge. So it's just something like normal types at the beginning of Pokemon and like in general playthroughs, like they're pretty alright, but like for competitive battling, like they're just not gonna cut it. So I'm gonna name it Alex. Now, one of the things that I do for my Pokemon, I generally, whatever letter the name of the Pokemon starts with, I just generally like pick that as the name for it. If it has an evolution, I try to pick like Apom, Ambipom, Alex. Like I just go like that. Unless like with the Larvitar that I had, I was like thinking Tyranitar, and then I went with like a Tyrant theme, and then I picked Elizabeth because she's like the Queen of England. But I could have picked like if it was a male, I would have picked like George or Richard. I think Richard II, right, was the one that betrayed the peasants in the peasants' revolt. So there, I mean, there's a lot of options to go for. And I generally like to play at like times 4 speed. Oof. Cause like the game is pretty slow, to be honest. I think there's there's a triple battle. Thank God those didn't exist yet. Dragonair, my God. Oh my God. Do we have a burn heal? Let's see, paralysis, awaken, burn. Okay, so we did get. Oh, it has a natural cure ability, right? So Archie, we're gonna go for double slap, and then we're gonna heal. I'm gonna go for confusion. Oh, that's too much, and it's gonna. I'm surprised it didn't go for karate chop, to be honest. one of the moves that everybody usually complains about is double slap. And I think it's kind of funny because double slap hits 2 to 5 times, and double kick only hits twice. So I kind of agree with like everybody's general opinion. Like, why does double slap hit 2 to 5 times, but double kick hits double kick hits 2 times only? That's kind of weird. And that's something that you notice about Pokemon games. You see how many water Pokemon there are. In general, like you see this, there's another 2 water types right here. And there's a high probability that we're gonna battle against another couple of water types. It's just, in Pokemon, there's just way more water types than any other typing because, there's so much water in all of the games, to be honest. That's why, finding a good water type is generally pretty easy, but finding a good fire type has always been pretty hard, especially in the earlier generations, because do we really need Sunspore? I don't think so. I prefer, don't we have Brainloom no Sunspore? So if we want to paralyze somebody, we could just use Bart for Sunspore, and if we want to poison somebody, we could go to Venonat. What is it? Veronica? For poison. I don't wanna, because I don't wanna teach it all of the. Yeah, I'm not gonna teach it Sunspore, even though it's pretty good. If I wanna get a Pokemon that, there you go, what's that? Double team, no thanks. Dang it, I was trying to avoid the double battle. But generally speaking, oh man, that's gonna be bad. We need to heal up. Okay, I think we're good now. I believe steel types are